Build me up to break me down, build me up again. They're like, "Oh, we need you back so we can kill your ass again." You know, it's like this thing, this love.
50 Cent reignited tensions by questioning Jay Z's rise, suggesting his relationship with Beyonce heavily influenced his success. He even joked that their kids get recognition without making music. The comments weren't just playful, they struck at the foundation of fans brushed off 50's words as his usual antics, but others felt a deeper resentment. Despite Jay Z's huge success, 50 has taken multiple jabs at him, including referencing a backstage moment at the AMAs. Many wonder if this is personal pride or a rivalry that's never truly been resolved.
So that Jimmy Hitchman, he could have walked away if he would have given up Diddy? What she mean by that?
Well, what happened was is that they had 9 different sections with Jimmy Hitchman regarding his proffer agreement. So that means the feds went in at 9 different times to talk to him. And in those sessions, they asked him, "What do you know about Sean Puffy Combs and Sean Diddy Combs?" I don't think it was Puffy at that time. It wasn't Diddy at the time. But what do you know about Sean John Puffy Combs having sex with underage boys? And you got to realize, and people never think about this, that Jimmy and his brother, I think they had the same charges. But his brother walked away from that, and Jimmy gets life without the possibility of parole, I think. Which is crazy. For any drug charge. Nobody should spend their life in jail for drug charges. And just drug charges. But I think they try to tie him to some murders or something like that. I don't know that to be for sure. But he should spend his life in jail for no drug charges. Not at all. So, but they was gonna let him walk. If he'd have probably had to for that proper agreement, they probably would have let him walk. If he had any information regarding Puff having sex with underage boys. That the feds asked him in 2011. In 2011, brother. So what did the feds know? Because the feds not coming there unless somebody made a report or somebody made some allegations against Puff in 2011 to ask a friend of his, Jimmy Hitchman, what do you know about that? But for them to ask him about that, it had to be more than a rumor. Somebody made a complaint somewhere. And the feds got hold to that complaint. Now they're going to investigate that complaint when they get people under the barrel. Like they had Jimmy Hitchman. That's why they asked him.
If he did know the information, right? Why you think he didn't tell?
Then they would ask, how do you know? And then it comes into play, whereas that if you know of anybody that's endangering the welfare of a child, and you see that, and you don't report it, you're just as guilty as the person who does it.
Jay Z's fallout with Dame Dash added complexity to his image. Their split raised questions about loyalty and ambition. While Jay Z continued to rise, some critics questioned if he sacrificed relationships for power. The incident still fuels debates about whether his success came at the cost of personal bonds and trust.
First and foremost, I just want to say, I know a lot of people want to hear these stories and everything like that, because this is stuff that happened back in the day. And then maybe that if they knew there was going to ever be a YouTube, or they knew there was going to ever be social media, a lot of the stuff probably wouldn't have got played out like it did. But things happen, and these are just stories from the past. I would like to use that as what you call that, just to clear the facts up what's going on. But it all started, we was in Atlanta. This story starts when I'm with Puff, and he's in exotic bookstores, and he's doing shopping. Right, he's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that, because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he's going, I'm just looking at the places where he's picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side, and then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there, and it said butt plug, and I was like, hey yo, I was messing with him, because people don't understand. You know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang, so I'm still gonna tease him. I'm still gonna mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting? And it said butt plugs, and he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. When he got I just waited at the counter. When he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like, he gave the guy a stack, something like this. And Puff wasn't a dude that carried no 20s and no 50s or nothing like that. And I mean, like, he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper.
Jay Z's controversial partnerships, like with R. Kelly, have drawn criticism. Some say he puts business above principles, while others see his decisions as strategic survival in a ruthless industry. His supporters argue he's playing smart, not dirty, navigating fame with intelligence, not compromising integrity.
And we flew to North Carolina. So later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm here at the door and stuff like that, like, yeah. So then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door, and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? He said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff. They're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bro, you ain't going in there, because he told me they don't want nobody to bother them. He was like, yo, I don't care, man, I'm going in there. That bull like that. I said, yo, bro, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed him and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they busted naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, Jay, that's my cousin. He know me well. You know, and Puff was like, yo, Jay, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room, because there's a lot of freaking going on. So I was like, oh, he said it was a lot of freaking going on. So that was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room. Dude felt a certain kind of way. He left out. So I seen them at the concert the next day, and they tried to, you know, form up against me. But my man Frank was like, I told my man Frank, I was like, yo, Frank, put yourself in that position. Somebody trying to get in the room, and Ja told you don't let nobody get in the room. What would you do? Now, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, man, but you know I ain't taking no losses. He said, yo, you good, and that was it. Bro, when Ja said, you don't want to come up in there, a lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind. What they was doing with those butt plugs. Yeah, that was.
Fans are unsure where this will go. Both men are powerful, but their rivalry seems unresolved. It's more than petty drama. It's a calculated battle of influence, pride, and legacy. As silence builds, people wonder whether things will explode or if this chess game between icons will continue quietly.
Never work with him, though.
What did Tupac do? He did gang-related Poetic Justice. He did Juice. And he did a couple other things. He did a basketball.
It's up with Jim Belushi. Remember he did the one thing?
Yeah. What did he do? Can you Above the Ram, Poetic Justice with Janet Jackson, which I thought it was great.
Yeah. Bullet. I think.
Oh yeah, gang-related album soundtrack was actually good. I don't know if you've listened to the gang-related soundtrack. Was
Not in a minute.
Yeah, it was a really good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Cuba, with all this stuff that's coming up with Diddy and you're on one end, 50 Cent is calling out Diddy and here's what he's doing and all this stuff, and they got the back and forth.
Yeah.
I got Suge on here.
Look at this example. Look what happened.
Yeah. And I got Suge on. Yeah, exactly. No question about it. What do you think's going on with all the stuff with Diddy, with Little Rod, with all the stories that everybody's hearing about?
You mean in terms of what?
I mean, being raiding his house being raided.
I mean, that's crazy. That's the craziest thing I'd ever. And then hey, how about me? I wake up in the morning after a Today Show, Actor Cuba Gooding Jr. I was like, oh man. I think whatever he's dealing with, he's on his journey, man. I think that God has got him on a path where I can't imagine that he's stupid enough to do whatever he's doing and keep it on his premises. I think that the raid and all of that stuff, only time will tell who was involved, who had been a frequent guest in these places and areas. It's funny because my lawyers said, every outlet in the world wants to talk to you. And again, I'm not defining myself from some headline in the press. So I stay quiet. And it's so funny. So I'll tell you a little story about who my girlfriend is. She gave Robert De Niro 3 grandkids. Her name is Claudine De Niro. She married his son, Raphael. We separated. We've been together for a while. But she, at one point, ran Naomi Campbell's publicity. She, at one point, ran Diddy's publicity right when he started doing the white party thing. He had just gotten freed from found not guilty. Did he? And he said to her, I'm gonna die running with these niggas. I need you to help me with the white folks and the switch. And so she helped change, cultivate his new image. So they had a friendship for years. But I had never met him till probably 2019-20. Just usually Claudine and I, he invited us to his house. The pandemic was starting to ease.
Fans are left wondering what the future holds for these two titans of the music industry as the conflict between 50 Cent and Jay Z simmers. It appears that tensions are only growing, driven by a combination of personal hatred and professional rivalry.
Hadn't seen him since that night where this guy with this picture says that I had my shoulder on him and all this stuff, making it look sordid. Well, that picture, everyone in the room, there's probably 300 of us on the deck of P. Diddy's, I'm going to show you, on P. Diddy's boat, New Year's Eve. I went from one ship, Happy New Year. So I hung out with Tyson, and next ship, there's Drake. This ship had P. Diddy. He had his guy, his videographer. They're listening to music. And he says, hey, Cube, listen, you want to hear P. Diddy's new song? I said, yeah, sure. Sit down next to him. They didn't use this angle, which to me makes me laugh, because I go, oh, I get it. You made it look the way you wanted it to look. But that, and if you hold it, you know how you hold it, and it does the thing where can you hear all the people? If you tap it or something, it's a live picture. You see what I mean? It's like, here we are, just listening to the music. Finished, took the thing off, said whatever I said to him, left. That was it. But this guy who's suing him went after the money, man. I'm sure. And by the way, I don't know P. Diddy's life. I don't know what he's going through. I don't know what the police are going to find on all of that.
Were you guys close? Were you guys friends or?
We were acquaintances, just like I just showed you. 2-3 times I've seen him, so it's...
Oh, so Diddy, you've only seen him 2 or 3 times.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So why would they include you all of a sudden in something?
I think because of the darkness of the other grab of the cases that I already had went through.
Right. A lot of that stuff is 18 though, 19, right? Those are from 5-6 years ago. The cases. Yeah. And that was that at the peak of the Me Too movement, or was that pre-Me Too movement?
No, that's right.
Me Too
right when it
right?
kicked off. Yeah,
right.
That was crazy.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Diddy.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. But I did not know that you guys only hung out 2 or 3 times.
That's it, man.
And 50 was with you for your 56th birthday. I think you guys were hanging out together in Miami.
Yeah, because we were in St. Bart's on that boat, but then in Miami, which is where I run around now, of course, I ran into 50, and he was promoting his champagne. I've seen Drake 100 times around town. He loves Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
50.
I'm big with the rappers.
How do you feel about 50? How's 50 like?
It's so funny. I got a call from 50 who reached out to me and said, "We gotta uplift our black entertainers and let's work together." I said, "Great." So we'll see. I try not to voice any of my opinion when it comes to the rap songs, because just like everybody else, I'm into that music, man.
Are you following the Lamar and Drake thing?
No, I just heard about that.
Got it. I mean, that's like a whole...
Somebody just got shot today outside of Drake's house.
I heard.
See that?
I heard.
So, I mean, it's like drive-by shooting in a gated community. I mean, that sounds a little crazy.
Yeah, Drake security got seriously injured in shooting at Toronto's mansion. Guard was shot inside Drake's home.
50 Cent doesn't just question Jay Z's moves, he attacks his character. From mocking his awards to accusing him of disloyalty, 50's critiques feel personal. Some call it trolling, others believe it's a call-out on how the industry rewards some and overlooks others. It's a deeper frustration with the system.
He said, "Hey man, help me, man, give me some advice." I said, "Hey man, just remember your artistry first. You get caught up with all this madness, but you're an artist now." He said, "Thanks, Q." He hugged me and he went off. And
how old was he at the time?
Oh, 2-3 weeks later he was gone.
Oh no shit.
I saw him, and here's the second time I saw Tupac. This is a true story. Now, I don't like the whole conspiracy thing, but that day, he was in a convertible, like Rolls Royce. He was at the stop sign. And I was on a hockey tournament, so I was in Vegas as well, playing hockey, and the Tyson had a fight. And I jumped out of the car and I ran up to his car. Doc, it's cute. And all 3 cars, all these cars, with the guns.
Get out.
No, that's too good, man. That's too good. And I go, "Oh, sorry, man." "You good?" I go, I'm good. I'm sorry, guys. Got in the car. So that happens that day when the sun's out, and at night they get shot. There's no cops around. That's a true story. I was involved.
Wow. So in the morning, a few hours later, he's gone.
Yeah. And so where were all of those undercover cops that pulled the guns on me when I tried to approach him sitting in his car convertible?
What are you saying?
I'm just saying it's weird that they were going to blow me away, and I'm Academy Award. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because that's 96.
Yeah.
At 96, you're like everywhere.
Man.
Yeah, you're the man.
They're like, we don't care. Get away. Back up.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
By the way, what did he pay you for Jerry Maguire? I forgot to ask you earlier. Was that your big payday?
No. Yeah, at that point, $600,000.
What's the biggest you made for a movie?
Snow Dogs. I can't talk hell about Snow Dogs. That was a good year. Well, that's 1-2 hit, baby. 13 million total that year.
Wow.
I made a lot.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Good for you.
You know that money, yo. You know how I spent that money.
Really?
Yeah, $13 million.
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you made some good investments.
I made some investments, yeah, but yeah, that money.
Hey, final.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here.
This feud is a clash of 2 worldviews. Jay Z built his empire with Polish and connections, while 50 Cent rose through grit and defiance. Their rivalry highlights deeper questions in hip-hop. What defines success? Is it raw talent or smart? Alliances? For 50, it's also about being remembered.
And you said that you rather be poor than be Diddy rich. Can you elaborate on that?
Bruh, I told this to this one guy the other day. I'd rather have a slow nickel than a fast dollar any day. My slow nickel put bread on my table. My slow nickel pays my mortgage. My slow nickel brings me home to my family. My slow nickel builds a community. We see what the fast dollar does. Being Diddy rich takes a guy that once name was Puffy, that after every tragedy he had in his life, he had to change his name. Puffy, Puff Daddy, Diddy, Brother Love, Love. Puffy, from the DC tragedy, went to when those kids was trampled over. I think 1 or 2 kids died at a function in DC that he gave. Puffy. City College. Puff Daddy. Diddy, Biggie. He turned his name to Diddy. And now the allegations with Cassie and everything, he went from brother love to love. Being Diddy rich have you thinking you something that you're not. That you greater than what you're supposed to be and the people around you. When I say I'd rather be my poor, with my peace of mind, with my own thoughts, my own community, my own love, with my family, than to be so rich that I'm thinking I'm something that I'm not. That's what they do, bro. Look how many times, who was that? You ever go to a club, it's a big shootout, and it was the Mirage, and then you come back 2 weeks later, now it's the Zone. They changed their name after every shootout. That's what happened.
Every new interview or social media post adds fuel. As long as ego and legacy are on the line, the tension won't fade. Whether it ends in peace or more drama, this rivalry has shaped the culture, leaving fans to wonder if it's heading toward resolution or deeper division. Clip 9, 50 Cent always fires back. He sees every slight as a challenge, keeping the feud alive. Jay Z's global status and 50's media dominance turn this into more than a beef. It's about respect, legacy, and truth. Their clash reflects how hard it is to stay real in a world of fame.
Right, because of Jay Z and them was putting it together. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No. I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL had some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are. Like what is the issue? You see what I'm saying? Like, and with him, because like with Nori he had communication. He said, yeah, I talked to the big homie. He was saying to him, he was telling me the white boy wouldn't do the truth without pitching.
I hit the homie, the big homie, Jay Z, right? And I told him to come pull up on me. And he pulled up on me. He said,
right. And I'm like, that's when I start saying crazy stuff, because I look and I go, oh, that shit big homie. Right. So you image yourself after a gay painter. Big homie want to look like a gay painter.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Basquiat. He wants to look like a gay painter.
Oh my God, I think I know where we're going.
So now look, what I'm saying to you is, look, when you start looking at, if that's not mine, that's theirs, they are, right? But when you look at him, is looking at the entire legacy.
Yeah.